mates have been killed.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're bouncing around, worried about someone on your back line, but also having to worry about people in front of you, especially when you're in the center of the map there on cargo. There's just so many angles you could get shot from, and you're bound to get, picked off by somebody if you make any kind of move.
Yep.
On cargo, you really need to advance that line together, and you can take your time. It's such a small map, and you got 5 minutes.
And once
5 minutes feels like eternity.
Yeah, and once again we're seeing, wow, object variable rushes into the center and takes distorted out right off the bat. That is 14 seconds in. We have a kill already. He is about to be face to face with Marksman though if Marksman keeps pushing this corner. Apollo throws a grenade into the center. That doesn't look like it's going to hit anything. Same with Soldier's grenade.
Broccoli takes fire at Soldiers, but Soldiers comes out on top.
Oh, object variable about to flank on Marksman. Marksman checked his tablet to see who was coming around and just missed him on that angle. Looking just a little too sharp of an angle.
Looking good for Soldier, but Soldier does a good rotation there to get the person on the back line, hearing that fire. Good job hearing the difference between the guns. Wow, a lot happened all in one moment.
Skater just cleaning up right there. Where was that? Oh, it was tunnel. Okay.
Tunnel.
Yep. Yeah. Nice work by Skater, and it is now down to just Soldier. It's right along with him.
It's going to be a tough one for him. He's got a lot to contend with. The defenders do have some good positions kind of spread out, covering different angles. So if he doesn't check his corners, he's going to come out behind. But it looks like he's going to do at least fairly well for himself, taking out Skater, bringing it down to a 1v2.
Yeah, this is a workable situation for him because both enemies are in front of him. He's not being encircled like Object Variable was last round. See how he handles this. Utility goes out. Doesn't look like it hit anybody.
Just worried about that corner spot, I think. Someone peeking through there.
Yeah, and that's wise. Dyslexic. Ooh, I thought he was about to run into the open there, but he did not. Dazzler.
He's gonna catch out Anonymous.
Oh, whoa. Okay, 1v1. Soldier versus the Dazzler. Let's see how this works.
The advantage, though, is Dazzler knows where he is, and Soldier doesn't know where Dazzler is right now. So Dazzler does have a bit of an advantage here.
Oh, and he's taking up a good position right behind Objective.
Kind of risky, though. Could get capped on here.
Yeah,
if he doesn't rotate.
It's not quite sharp enough of an angle to catch Soldier if he decides to crawl along that wall. But Soldier is electing to go wide instead, which will play right into Dazzler's hands. And
yeah, I think he took a calculated risk there.
Yep. Ooh. And Dazzler saves it. Wow, nice work.
Brings the score to 1-1. Nice kill spread among both teams. Soldiers doing really well for himself, though. Really carrying the team there that last round. Almost taking it.
Almost. So
yeah, Warfair almost gave that to them there. There's a bit too many rotations late in the round. If you know that you've got 3 up, don't get tempted to, rotate and hunt that kill, because it can very quickly become 1v1, as you saw there.
It's definitely easy to get in that mindset of, I'm way ahead, I can hunt him down and get him.
So James, from your perspective, if you're the last one up on that objective, what position would you be thinking of taking up?
It's a hard one. It would depend on a little bit on the score. If the cap, because the cap is so critical, I would probably be checking that along that wall a little bit more. Camera 3 for the wall. That wall there.
Yeah, control 3.
Control plus
Control 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So that wall there, directly in front, you can cap from there, and it's a very common spot to cap from, and you can't see it from the position which was being held. As an attacker, I also would have cleared that position, which is using, because it's a very common one. You really need to be ideally cross to cross on the other side as the last man, or you need to be rotating. just to stop that cap. The problem was they made it one-on-one. It shouldn't have got to that point.
Right there. Object takes a hologram and grenade corner. Not seeing much free action out of Soldier here, who's prone looking into the door in the other direction. Distorted is coming around to get a peek on him, but gets taken out by Object Variable, who was just waiting for that kind of move.
Where's the frag?
Yeah, that's a great position for a frag. Dazzler takes Marksman.
There's a frag.
The power utility.
To be in that situation, Object Variable very much got away with it rather than actually did something which you should be looking to emulate too much. He was very separated from his team. He was in an open spot in which defense should have fragged straight away. As soon as they lost one person in that location, there should have been frags going into that sort of courtyardy area. Again, hopefully they've set camera 3 correctly this time.
Yep.
That's quite a common spot to attack through. What they did is they just rotated out one by one into objects' positions, and then stayed stationary when object then fragged back towards them.
Yeah, no, Crispy's not gonna. I don't know. I'm watching my own stream. Are these actually stream sniping in the purpose of watching your own stream?
Pretty aggressive. Dazzler take out Soldier in the tunnel. Object takes Marksman.
Behind the cover. Yeah, thanks.
The revive goes off. Dazzler takes Distorted. He's in their kind of backline area. He's shooting on the side there. Graham barely comes out alive. He has to quickly rotate and deal with this threat. Dazzler, Variable's coming on his other side now. There is no escaping from this team when they get aggressive on defense. Very calculated as well. I just want to make a quick point there. The way that Variable went, if you check camera 2, they go through that center building, and you will come out at the same time as Marsoc, and you can catch them going there. It's just kind of a hard shot because they have cover and you really don't. But if they do take that building, it can be really dangerous for the Marsoc push if you don't deal with it.
We'll push this hard. They'll
Before
push
he
this
takes
hard.
up a
We'll
position
push.
and gets a nice pick on somebody advancing.
I ain't afraid. I'm going on this right side. Ain't afraid of no dude.
As an adjustment on that, I would suggest attackers defend for the first minute on that objective.
Started to push forward really far here. Takes out the soldiers, and Variable get taken out, I should say.
I'm tunnel.
Kind of talking to what James was talking about, although it's a little more advanced than I think he was motioning towards. He was just kind of defended and got him when he was out in the open, I think.
Got him.
Got greedy. 2-man defense on this, if they coordinate, should have it every day.
Frag goes out right near point. No one to connect with. As you guys were previously talking about, they don't have to be right on objective. They can be off it a little bit here, staggered.
They need to just communicate here, because Apollo can watch the east side of the map and Marksman can watch the west. They can get those crossing lines here.
Wish I could just draw a line right now to show that cross right there. Other than a cheeky. Other than a...
Watch on the right side with me.
Apollo calls out Broccoli's position.
This is where Broccoli wishes he still had that frag.
Could have rotated them.
You could find one. You could find one on the floor here. Looks like he's opting to do a sneaky push straight through the middle there. Try to catch him through the doorway, under the doorway, around there. Frag goes out exactly where Broccoli's going and catches him. Unfortunately for Marksman, I think it was, he didn't confirm Apollo's kill. So now he's down 1 kill when he could be up 1.
And that is how you get the worst positions applied to you.
Yeah, Theta.
That's why Mono's never going to get lane 4. I still remember that steal on that frag kill.
Theta was whispering in my ear, okay? I had no choice.
Yo, I feel like 9-0 right now.
If you're wondering, object variable is an AI. Not a well-known fact in the Onward community, but he's pretty much the most advanced computer we got.
Just a side note, names like that within proper league matches are not acceptable because it makes it hard to determine who's friend and foe for the cast.
Yeah, it's really
as a side
obnoxious, I will say. Smoke goes out right on their position here. Pretty good line here as it blocks the red container line that Marksman was taking. Forced to push up here. Dazzler could make use of it. But he's actually in the tunnel now, taking out Graham. If you do go in tunnel late, it can be really dangerous as he takes another one. Got to be really careful about that. Yeah, just keep in mind that even though you went quiet, you started going really slow, it was too late. As Marksman did hear him running down the tunnel here and made use of some utility here. Dazzler's pushing up, shooting down the line to keep him distracted, but Marksman decided to not make a move, at least on not that side of the tunnel.
Nice free.
To be fair there, he ran up to that position. Dazzler's wasn't flash anymore, and he heard him running. So in the same respect that Marksman could hear him coming around and prepared, Dazzler was prepared to jump around that corner and shoot him. He might get another one here if a Distorted comes out of the building, although it looks like he's decided to play it safe and hold back. He almost gets fragged by a teammate.
Object variable, use that distraction of Dazzler to take position at barrels. He's now, looks like he's rotating out. No, he's going to stay there. That's good. Great position to have.
Soldiers attempting to push up. Shoot. Take him a little bit, but he got in on a mouse. He was scavenging for loot. Unless you really need it, often not a good idea to do that. Dazzler is kind of sitting in this side area next to the tunnel. Doesn't know Distorted's there. Distorted tries to shoot through the wall, but you can't do that, my friend.
My controller died, dude.
Oh, his controller died.
Yeah, okay. I'll stay right here.
Or he says so. I think he's a lying liar.
Dude, my controller
Object takes
died.
out Soldier.
Oh, this sucks. I knew I should have put a new battery in. You think I could one-hand any of you?
Oh no, actually, I think
Maybe.
he is.
Worth a try.
True. Yeah, he is one-handing right now.
Nope,
He doesn't
gotta
even.
aim.
His body pushed my camera down. What the hell?
Diamond. That's close.
All right, Warfair takes the map. Are we muted?
It means we can talk. Ugh.
So we are muted. Ow, my ears.
No, they can hear us.
Okay.
We can talk about anything we want to talk about from that last round, though.
Really unfortunate for Distorted, considering his controller died. Gave away his position as it just fired off his whole magazine, and then he would only have his pistol with one hand and like 3 or 4, I can't remember, Volk left to deal with.
He was sneaking up on him well, too.
Yeah. It looked like he was trying to shoot him through the wall after he talked on the radio.
Mm. So it looks like we've got the Twins objective here, though we probably need to rename it. This one we call Twins Garage in Mayhem. Though there is no longer a garage and there are no longer twins.
I think
Oh,
that
yes.
the noobs
So
have
the-
to just deal with it, you know? Like, it's burning, okay? It's burning. You can't take that from me. It took you long enough to learn it.
There's a fire in there, honest. We swear there's a fire in there.
Fire that burned for many seasons. It's interesting that there's no actual garage on the old spot next to this objective.
Mm. It's a spot you can cap from. So you can't really couldn't let people get into it. So now the capping opportunities are slightly reduced. You guys can't see what we're looking at yet, but it's a quarantine, obviously, and it's the Twins Garage objective. I have camera 3 on the objective, and we'll talk about a few of the capping spots, shall we? Camera 3? Yeah. All right. So right next to objective, you've got on the other side of this wall, which you can see in the foreground. You can actually cap from the east side of that wall, which is something to be aware of. So you can't just defend it from the west. You can also cap on the north side of that building near objective, so you can't just defend it from in the objective courtyard south side. So be aware of those. You used to be able to cap inside a little alcove. That's no longer there. Makes this objective a little bit easier to defend.
I've seen a lot of caps from this kind of little split street between south and north as well, where they just go on the wall and just cap through the wall there.
Yeah, on the east side of that wall. Yep.
Yeah, and like a lot of the defender positions are on like the crash building, and you can take cover from that wall. So that's something to look out for.
I capped on Mike Crook, I think, who was up in crash in our Globo screen.
Off in a mic spot.
From that, from the east side of that wall. Oh. The lack of South Dunes is one of them. So the South Dunes cross is no longer as viable. It's much easier to defend from hospital in those stairwells. South Street has become a little bit maybe more of a viable push through along South Street. And then obviously Northwest. Northwest has changed hugely with the crash building. Being able to go through the crash building brings that Northwest approach. Where it used to have a lot of choke points, it now is quite an open approach. So if you get control of the North as an attacking team, you've got a lot of options.
Would you say the crash building is the most influential change on this map, or if not, what do you think it is?
Yeah, crash building and the lack of South Dunes, definitely. It's going to change that's going to change the way in which people approach the attacks on this the most. Probably crash building more than the lack of South Dunes, but the lack of South Dunes is definitely something to consider because it really alters the ability to do pincer type movements.
Yeah, this building there's always someone in it, pretty much on every objective, except for the far east one. Crispy is the word. We might get a reset. I think we might see a reset. They're poking him right now.
Yeah, I'm poking him with a stick. It's not working.
They could have reset the round by killing him and everyone killing themselves. But it looks like they're going.
It looks like he's just going to be their last man defender.
Last man something.
Turn up at some point.
No. Meanwhile, for Volk, we have a really tight defense. One in burning building, one in crash in the corner next to the red two-story thing. Some on the ground level. Crispy, of course, making sure this pillar stays safe. Nobody will take his pillar from him. And Skater's on OBJ. Nom, 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 nom.
There's distinct lack of south cover here.
They're missing a guy, so it can be difficult to make the last-minute adjustments.
Definitely.
They are able to, speaking of that, get all the way across on the other side of south, getting close to hospital in this building that has no name. Supply building? I don't know. Distorted gets taken out by Dazzler. This is going to be a pretty common spot, I feel.
Pick that guy up.
Technically, they could get on objective here without being seen.
Dazzler giving himself compliment.
If Graham goes for gas station, he can go in from the west side onto objective and cap it without being seen from the north of the objective.
Hey, who's running near me?
Ricochet the bullet off his gun. Easy.
Still up.
Broccoli's on the second story of crash as well. Considering what James said, I would like to see a rotation out of him, especially since they got a pick on that side to bolster the south side defense. Crispy has returned to us. He's running onto OBJ area. He looks confused.
Ooh, he could shut down this west. Stay west of Hollow. Go through gas station. Get wide.
They attempt to frag from the gas station. Doesn't connect. Skater is aware of his position now. Calls flashed. I don't think he really is. Soldiers takes Broccoli. Nice little angle from the roof.
One left. Two left.
Accurate. They have an accurate kill count. Two attackers left on V3.
There's two left.
One is at hospital now, pushing up towards Skater.
Marksman
And
has
one
control of the
of them-
backside of objective. Be aware. He's running a 12x.
Yeah. You can turn your gun 45 and get pretty accurate shots at close range. I would never, ever recommend using your pistol. He gets taken out doing a cross towards burning by Anonymous, who heard him coming. Now it's only up to Marksman, who does have a pretty good position here. Anonymous is too good of a shot there, though, and takes him out.
Defensive setup, there were definitely some holes. They let them get control of the northwest as well as the southwest. The enemies could have gotten right around on them. On attack, they just got a little bit too objective, target fixated, rather than staying wide and getting control before moving in. They took a slightly shorter route in, and that cost them. There was definitely an opportunity for a cap, obviously with cast division. Yeah, it was in the end a pretty clean round for Warfair, but could easily have been 2-0 rather than 0-1.
I just want to point out too, I think that they got a little disjointed on their attack there. The south attack was going in too early for example, Marksman to get around and support. And they were just kind of getting picked off one by one, trying to get Skater on objective.
And that's the thing, they had time. They'd done the hard part, getting to getting hospital control. They just needed to take their time, get a bit wider, and come in through an unexpected line.
Yeah, I think the angle he had was all right, but then he could have had the second guy go on this white car over here, or just go on the Hescos near gas station. They could have even tried to sneak in there, see if anyone was in burning, taking him out. If he was dead, it would have saved a lot of lives, because Anonymous took, I believe, 2 that round. Yeah, he took 2 out from his position in burning. And if you know someone's in burning, you can counter them, because they can't watch all the angles and they're really exposed.
Yeah, burning now is not as hidden as it used to be.
I think it's a good change. I hated the peeking from the stairs. He might actually catch somebody too.
I'm sorry, forgive me. I was shooting at a tire. I thought it was a bolt crouched down. Like that.
Me too. It's getting a little cocky, I'd say. Meanwhile, up here in the north, we have 2 passing money trucks. One's run all the way on the north wall here. Broccoli's taking a little bit more careful. Looks like he's going to go for a roof-based approach. There will be an enemy player to contend with, as Soldiers has the roof, and he is mostly watching the north. Unfortunately for him, Nuggets has already made it past, and could get a flank on him if he's not careful.
One right next to South House.
He calls him out though.
He's on that open field part.
That said, he's also identified his own position with his fire. Crispy Nugget should know where he is. Decides to crouch along, just trying to bypass him, it looks like. But Soldiers did see him. There was an exchange of fire. Soldiers came out on top.
That is
Broccoli,
a huge
though,
pick. That is
right.
pivotal.
My money is actually on Broccoli here. No one knows he's there. Just kidding.
And you just lost your money.
Another one down.
No one bet it. No one bet. No one bet. So, I guess so. Dazzler's has opted to take the roof of a hospital here. He's shooting across, but unfortunately his P90 bullets just can't reach. They're just so weak and terrible. And you're bad, Dazzler. You should feel bad. Not biased at all.
I think he just rotated off the roof to the east. Yeah, the east side of that building. No.
You just can't quite get the
Rated.
shot.
Nah, he's got the wall, he's crouched, and he's got the thing covering him.
Oh, wait.
Anonymous takes shots at soldiers on the roof. He crosses two things, air conditioner things, and doesn't get picked there. Really lucky on his part. He is now kind of stuck.
I haven't cleared that yet.
Tries to double peek, gets taken out by Anonymous. Should have taken that luck with you.
There's a guy burning.
Dazzler gets taken out from gas station window. That's such a hard position to attack. In fact, he gets Anonymous as well on the hospital roof. Definitely overstayed their welcome up there, bringing it down to one player on Warfare.
Interesting.
Definitely
They had a sniper, but they didn't use him on a hospital. Instead, they put the short range people up there.
It's not good.
He is unhappy with his situation. Somebody's getting a pay cut for taking a fucking P90.
Get antsy.
I think the
In
biggest
fact,
problem I
actually-
have with the P90, other than its terrible accuracy and damage, is the muscle memory it promotes. It's
It's like unlike anything else in this game. Marksman catches Skater out in the open who was taking shots at another player. Wasn't able to quite get it and gets taken out by Marksman. And I do want to just do a quick thing there. He actually had a red dot side thing, but you can do it without it. Just kind of aim down the gun, and you can get fairly accurate shots there.
especially if you have a stock.
Right, and it's just nice and straight.
I think there were a couple of lucky picks, which if they'd gone the other way, it could have been pivotal in the round. Namely, in the north, if Crispiest Nugget had gotten around and gotten control of that crash, that could have been powerful. I think he potentially could have had someone running in a bit more of a supporting line with him. They're a little bit separated in the north. In the south, interesting of bunching on hospital roof. The problem with hospital roof is, yes, you can see a lot, but they can all be hidden, and you are only in one particular spot, and you're very exposed. So if I was hospital roof, I'd probably have a longer range gun and be slowly scanning and checking off all the potential areas defenders could be hiding. I would have put the 12 times Skater row up on the roof, and the other two I wouldn't have put up there at all.
Yeah, we're gonna wait till you guys go.
In fact, yeah, they
follow mag right here. Don't get pre Don't get
they stayed up there for a long time. Sorry, you got it.
No, not this bug again. I can't pick it up. We're gonna be gun. You guys should cheat. There you go. Alright, you guys should. Alright,
Exactly.
They could potentially get shot crossing if they're too slow.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of get them distracted there, get him looking at him. Meanwhile, we have a nice push over here on the east side, pushing you around the glass buildings, trying to get a nice solid angle towards the semi-truck, which has an enemy defender in it. Could catch him out if he's too fixated in the other direction. Crispiest Nugget is looking the same way, though. Anonymous comes out on top, shooting over the top side of the semi, taking out one of the players there. I missed it, who it was. Dinkbank is coming the same angle, though. You better be careful, though, otherwise you're going to get taken out the same way. Definitely watch the bodies. Take note. You don't have to cross the same way. Anonymous is in the open.
Skater Zero might get shot on the roof shortly. He's exposing himself a lot.
No one's really looking. Oh,
One more.
someone is looking that way.
Nice
Apollo
one.
gets taken out from Dazzler.
Fast building.
Unfortunately for Marksman, I don't know if he actually saw Skater, but his laser was pointing at him. Skater takes out Distorted from the roof. They definitely should know he's there.
One down by hotel.
They had an opportunity to clear the roof from the hospital. They didn't take it. It's cost them.
Little decisions like that can make all the difference, especially in a map like this. Broccoli and Marksman on 2 should be coming into contact right here. Broccoli has a nice angle looking down, but he turns around right at the wrong moment here. Just a game of who checks their corners sooner, and it looks like Broccoli's going to come out on top here. Spotted. When you're in a spot like this, you kind of don't have a choice because you only have 2 possible angles, and the north side honestly is really really linear and exposed. Once you go in there, you can't really get out. So I feel him where he doesn't want to go that way necessarily.
Their kill count seems to be off because they're giving him escape routes.
Crispy does a nice peek around the corner, trades with Dank Bank. We are now 2-1 with Warfair leading the pack here slightly. Never know what might happen here.
Yeah, it's something you need to clear. It's a little bit harder to clear now. You don't have South Wing or the Dunes to clear it in the same way. It's really, you have to hospital roof clear it or clear it from the plane.
I just want to point out too, I like the spread that we had from Marsoc. You see that their deaths are spread all along the map here instead of all being bunched right at hospital. So although they didn't come out on top, they had a better chance of winning with different firing lines and angles of attack versus everyone being on roof of hospital and being taken out one by one, and everybody just ended up fixating on that location, giving you even less chance to get picks and not get picked yourself. What's your favorite objective on this one, James, on this map?
Defense or attack?
Start with attack.
Ooh, attack. It's probably changed now that there are changes. A good quick cap on burning was always satisfying. North has given some great attacks, but it's also one where you can lose quite easily. Probably the most consistent one to attack used to be hospital, but I'm not sure anymore. I need to reassess. Defense, probably the easiest one historically was east objective. However, again, that's probably changed with the ability to penetrate through mall now.
What's your favorite? What do you like playing?
I used to love attacking burning. Probably
it's still pretty dangerous, I feel. Yeah, the caps opportunity I feel is still there. Not that I'm a capping expert or anything, but...
Or a really quick cap on tank courtyard, sometimes are great. They're probably the ones I've capped the most, burning and tank courtyard. Probably the ones I've kept the least would be hospital, north objective, and east objective. They're just north objective and hospital, at least historical hospital. They're quite an exposed cap, so it's much harder to cap. And then east objective is just generally quite hard to attack. A good cap from around the corner on gas station objective or twins, or love one of those. So that sort of that grouping of gas, twins, and burning, there's some great capping opportunities there. Fuselage is the new north wing objective. I don't know about that one yet. Haven't really played it enough.
The tank courtyard is the hardest one to attack now. I mean, even a cap on.
Yeah, it's very exposed to the cap. What you used to be able to do is cap from around that corner. You clear tank courtyard. It's very hard for them to rotate, and you can cap from around the corner, or you can come from behind, or you can go on the north side of that wall. There are a lot of opportunities. Now it's very exposed, so I imagine the hardest ones to cap now are going to be tank courtyard and the north. I'm unsure for hospital whether you can cap from inside the hospital.
I think you can.
In which case, that becomes a much harder objective to defend.
It's already really difficult, I'd say, too, in the old version.
The old version... Yeah, so I think you can cap from inside. Hospital was... It was already the hardest to defend on the old one. I imagine now, whilst you can probably get a bit more cover on defense, you also need to have both sides covered. So I think it's going to be one you'll see a lot of caps on.
I just want to go back to tank courtyard here. With the objective being so exposed, I kind of imagine we might see a more aggressive defense, as it allows you to cover it with less people, and still be able to get nice attacking positions as far as Volk, or at least positions that are harder for you to anticipate.
You can be more separated out because you can cover it from range, which is great for defenders. Right, so what are we doing defense-wise here?
Let's see. They did get their fifth player back, I think, right?
I might have got
Or
one.
maybe not,
Looks like
actually, because it was on the defenders. They're just going. Yeah, just 4. Okay. They get to practice their one-man down defense, though.
Sorry, teammate.
Their attackers are...
I was wondering what he's shooting at.
A lot of people on hospital area right now. One on the roof in the doorway. This Dazzler really likes this position, I found.
I think I got one north roof.
Peeking up.
That
Calls
position
out
is
a
what?
kill that he did not get.
Land confirmed shot.
I got one north roof too.
Skater calls out a real kill, though. Crispy gets taken out, pushing up way too far considering where his team currently was. That's because all the old people that used to play Onward aren't willing to bend over and get on the floor.
I ain't getting down like that.
Like I bet James is playing in a business suit, and he's just like, I'm not getting that dirty on my dirty floor. There's some dust there. Hell no.
My player is in my garage. Oh.
There's another
Not
one.
taking the
Skater
right
killed
line for
another.
that. Did not take the right line for that revive. Oh. So it's east objective building. Skater was holding a great line through.
Check Dazzler. Oh, he jumped down.
Distorted peaked it, which he shouldn't have. He got too peaky. You don't need to hold that line. And then Apollo ran straight through the exposed line to try and get the revive. So that's... And there's the
Marksman takes out Soldier.
My bad.
At least it wasn't Apollo again.
I want to do it.
That's a team kill, he says, but he can't hear him. because that's how Onward is right now. This is not looking good for the defenders here. 1 up, 3 reses available, and the 2 people near roof will bleed out soon, or at least the first guy that got downed.
At this point, he needs to be going for those reses. What? Only 1 up. He needs to be going for them.
Thankfully for him, the defenders' offense has not been quick to respond to the
Dyslexics
downs
got
that
the
they've got.
control position. Yep.
Oh,
That's
Dazzler with
position
all
you
these
can't let
rooftop
them get.
positions.
All of us. They didn't kill anyone. On the roof.
Welcome to the stream, Heckler. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, Marksman's like, yeah, everyone's down, yeah.
Took a little bit too long to identify that. The revives which came out were not well thought out. They lost that rather than the attacking team winning that. That would be my
A
take.
win is a win, though.
Oh, definitely. The attacking team definitely took advantage of the mistakes, but there were mistakes.
Absolutely. B3 needs to pull it together if they're going to win this round. Or
They
this
have their
map, I
5th
should
back.
say.
They have Lobter in the lobby
Yeah,
now.
to be fair, having only 4 can be really difficult to deal with. And this objective, as we were talking about, is an objective that can be very capable depending on the situation that plays out. So we could see a 3-3 and a cap from V3 if they play the cards right here.
What you really need to be aware of on this one is you cannot defend this objective as a lone man. You cannot defend it by yourself. So you need to make sure you work for that not to occur, because
Right.
you can cap from that building to the north of the objective. You can cap on the east wall of that building. Camera 3 is relevant. You can cap from inside the little alcove, so if you let them get inside there, it's very hard. And then also, obviously, from in the open. So there is no singular position other than very exposed, which can cover all of those opportunities. Maybe other than hospital roof now, actually.
Yeah, but you're really exposed if
You're
you're on
very
the roof.
spaced, and you're very spaced off. So if they smoke it and they get inside, they've capped on you, and they can confidently cap in that scenario. So,
Not only
yeah, I
that,
wouldn't-
like,
One of those deep quality things.
with just a little bit of distraction pulling your view away and then them running around from the west side
Exactly,
of
you
the cap
can't
building.
react. You can't react onto objective. They can, if they identify you're on the roof, they should be going, sweet, this is a free cap right here.
You've already gotten started. That's a laser. There's a laser. I'm so disappointed. Oh wait, never mind. That's the that might just be the M203 site actually.
Is that friendly on top of the air conditioning second story building?
Yeah, he's got a flashlight as well as the M2. The flashlight on day maps has become viable with the update.
All right, Apollo Graham here might catch Anonymous if he stays on the roof there, but it looks like he's going down. Could catch out Apollo if he looks out the dark room here, but he decides to keep crouching down, giving the cross away to Marsoc here.
Oof, they could have covered that. They had 2 inside hospital. One of them could have
Right.
been on the stairs.
Anonymous looks like he left something in the oven and he needs to go get it. Graham is taking shots, already getting his first pick there. They do respond to him, but it is in a pretty good position, as you can go prone and just kind of choose which window you decide to peek from next, giving the attackers a great angle shooting into the hospital.
You can now get inside hospital from inside that little garage thing to the east.
That would've
So
been good
distorted
too.
could give some really good support right here. He should go silent though.
Dazzler is aware, he is watching for that. He decides to check his tablet. Oh, actually, Distorted's on the outside, my bad.
I think
So-
Dazzler heard him.
Right,
ran
yeah,
across
it's like,
that
who's
area.
that? Who's that? Who that? If Dazzler checked out the window, he might get him.
Good frag.
Got him, go.
Hessler went to grab it.
Oh no. Is that Dazzler?
Meanwhile, this north push is getting pretty interesting here. Soldier is making it around. And he should be able to get a nice flank over on the west side.
Wait, okay, we can work something out. Come on.
Couple kills going out. Anonymous getting somebody.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What'd you pick? No, I don't want to play this game. I chose rock.
You noticed
Did you pick
Crispy is actually downed, but on the very top of the roof, so he's probably not getting res this game.
I was
No,
actually
absolutely
worried
not,
Crispy
actually.
was not downed. If he wasn't down, that's a very pushed out position. But because he's downed, it's actually okay. Obviously, can't do anything about it.
Right now, Broccoli needs to make a choice here. Does he risk running out in the open, going into hospital, confirming a kill, and getting a res off, allowing him to have 2 man up on this defense? Or does he stay put and try to defend the objective alone against 3 or possibly more enemy players if a res goes off?
Lobter now has that covered.
It
Are we
really
going to
sucks,
see an
though.
M203 onto objective? That is the question.
Could see a confrontation between Lobter and Broccoli here. Broccoli's looking the right way, sees him, takes him out. No M203 for today. Decides to take a position inside the garages, hoping to hear them running up. With less than a minute left, there's a good chance that the offense, unless they start crouching to the objective right now, will not be able to silently get on the corner to cap. So honestly, he does have a fairly good position here, as long as soldiers and marksmen don't work together here, coming around the same time. And Broccoli takes him out. They needed to work together.
Y'all are talking in Discord.
Oh, well, they're in Discord.
That's not good. I know it's only a scrim, but you should practice scrims how you would play an actual match. We got Thunder as well in there.
So I'm honestly, they didn't work together. They had 3 players up and attacked it one at a time. They're giving him the opportunity to defend one angle at a time. He had time in between to react to new, Marstock players coming around different angles, and was able to successfully defend that from what we earlier called pretty much an undefendable situation.
And they stayed 2 pushed out, so it meant they had to rush that last part when there could have been a cap with an earlier rush followed by a little crouchy sort of movement in. Exactly. Yeah. The one excuse they could have is they would not have had a clean kill count because there were I think there was a trade in there. However, and Distorted wouldn't have been able to call out on the radio or wherever it was down on the roof.
Yeah, I was going to actually go ahead. Actually, finish it.
Sorry. So say again.
I was just going to add that there's such a fog of war that normally isn't as present in Onward, considering that there was a couple down people, but no one could communicate anything when you're down. So you don't know what's going on. You don't know if that res is safe. You don't have nearly as much information as you used to as last man up. Oh, right.
Mono.
Oh, hell yeah.
Defense, there's sort of two approaches. You can send people upstairs. It's very hard to clear that upstairs area as an attacker. However, it takes more people off objective, and it's also very hard to rotate back onto objective as a defender. Or you can go with the all-in downstairs defense. You see both being used by top teams. Attack, well, it comes down to, you got three approaches on attack in the end: through the tunnels and down the stairs. I think the main thing to have is coordination between those attacks and use of smokes.
Run over it like 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's pretty much on attack, coordination is key for this objective, and on defense, it's just how much you're going to risk if you want to go upstairs. They've gone for the all downstairs defense, it looks like, with one pushing out in the south.
Pushing through the tunnels kind of get some early picks can work out, especially since you can just pull back and know you're not going to necessarily get flanked. Honestly,
Should have
surprised
the
I don't.
peak as advantage.
Soldiers hiding in the the dust or the exhaust takes out Anonymous.
A lot of teams will use a shield on that approach through there, and in that case, that would have helped a lot.
You down? How'd you know I didn't finish him? I could hear him screaming. I know.
Some education coming out from Distorted.
P4 on North Stair.
Somebody's up above.
Warfair still definitely checking out the second area, trying to make sure it's completely clear before they start their assault down the stairs. Probably aware that they've lost their tunnel push. Dazzler does take somebody out there. Yeah, you
Watch out,
trust your
there's
teammates there. Marksman would have got him.
Wait for them to come to you. The risk reward of taking it is not there.
See how Marksman just took him out, though? He can take him out before Dazzler here could see him if Dazzler himself wasn't crouched or prone. So that's the one time I find you can peek those stairs.
Yeah, that's what makes it hard with what Distorted did, is his feet are very exposed to someone at the top of the stairs in that position.
Kind of the reverse, yeah.
Yeah, and he can't see.
Got one.
Very important, I find. You don't want to go down the same stairway in this one, as the choke points are very deadly. This is a really hard objective to attack, especially without tunnel taking supremacy. Nice trade. Skater's making his run over now, realizing that she's dead.
If Marksman can get this res out.
If only our soldiers could climb knee-high walls. Nice.
Oh.
He checks before he goes for the res, but unfortunately there was a second one there. Oh no, he says. It's no, go ahead.
The defense setup was, in my opinion, good. Very had potential to be very good. It was just the execution of the positioning resulted in them exposing themselves when they didn't need to. They can, you don't need to be watching the top of those stairs. You can let them start to try and come down the stairs, then you can take them out. You don't need to be peeking corners where you're exposing your whole lower half of your body, things like that. But minor adjustments, and that would have been a solid 5-man up defense.
Yeah, those objectives tends to be explosive.
Attack needed to have more utility. There were no smokes. There were no flashes that I saw. There were no frags that I saw. Could have been some good utilization to try and clear out those common spots. Yep. Yeah, you can't just tell someone where to go. You really need to. They need to be familiar with their position, ideally. But everyone needs to be on the same page with what they're looking at and why. For 2 reasons. One, it means that the team are aware of what's covered, and then they can trust their teammate to do it. And 2, if you lose the person in that position, you know how you need to adjust to ensure you still have cover.
Well, we're not all gonna do it.
Definitely. And I touched on this yesterday with that 3-man defense. And it's not 3-man so the other 2 can go and do something crazy. That's 3-man with the assumption that you've lost 2. Like, what is your defense when you lose 2 members and any 2 members? So you just need to make sure that you've got that sort of, we've only got 3 people remaining. What do we do here?
All right, so now in the tunnel, we got a 3-man attack, 2 going far north. Anonymous is kind of sitting in this really dark spot, waiting for the enemy players to pass him, as he is extremely dark and hard to see if they're not looking for him. They've left the shield behind as well.
Though?
Right, they could shoot him, but they're probably not going to do that here. He hears them walking all around him. They see him. Peek forward, try to get the pick on anyone else in there. Both of their butts are exposed, though. They were both exposed there through the side of the boxes because they couldn't come. Apollo's like, no, don't come out here. Please don't. It's bad. It's not a good idea. Very bad. He flashes himself. Soldier's nice pick, though. Grabbing the shield here. He's peeking out, trying to find the defender's positions, give Graham someone to shoot at. Take some fire. I think it was... That was a good shot on whoever shot there. Smoke goes out, covering them a little bit. Sneeze is in a good position to foil any attack. She throws a frag. It somehow gets him through the shield. I don't know. Now Apollo's flashed. He hides its body. Apollo getting flashed. Yeah, Apollo gets flashed quite often here. He's grabbed an enemy gun on accident, too.
He's grabbed his friendly's gun. Oh, his enemy gun on the back.
Oh, yeah, he's got a PKM. With no res available, he's the last one there. He's in a good position to keep their attention for this attack down North Stair. Distorted is actually halfway down the stairs here, very slowly moving forward. He doesn't have his gun out. He only has a flash. So if anyone pops around the corner, he would be relying on marksman to cover him. Flash and clear. Flash and clear. He comes out, takes Dazzler.
Flash.
Oh, a marksman is in their lines right now. Cap is possibly going to happen if Skater doesn't respond to this. Marksman is ready for him, though. Just taking this corner. That was close.
Sneeze
That
would
was
not have
really
been
fun.
able to react quick enough from back there.
If you check camera 2 here, Apollo, if he bent down, he could have seen through these boxes. And Anonymous's butt was just sticking wide out there. He could have shot him there, or just like James has said, shoot through these fragile boxes.
I'm pretty
and
sure you can
stop
shoot
that.
through those. I need to verify that, but that type
I
of box, I'm pretty sure
think
you can.
you can. And if you can, again, you could have shot his butt. Sometimes you just got to make a move, one way or another.
There's no downside to clearing that as you go through as well. They just ran straight past it. Clear it. Like, clear it through pre-firing it. Clear it through a frag if you really need to. It's very much worth clearing. Like, shoot in there as you take the corner if you don't want to shoot through the box. Just clear it.
The only caveat to that is I would check for C4 on the garbage cans and on the box, the front box, just in case that there's C4 there. If you give away your stealth too early there, you could die. But yeah, once you've gotten control, you're in that corridor. They know you're going to take it. And someone somewhere is going to be defending that spot. So definitely clear that spot, especially in 1.8. It's hard to tell here because we have flashlights. But it is just so dark if you just take your flashlight off. It's extremely hard to see, even with night vision, because it doesn't really work how it should. Let's just say that.
Whoa, said I need to verify it. Thunderpilot might know. It's the sort of thing Thunder would know.
James, do you remember what the scores were for the past maps and who I think Warfair is ahead? They have 2 maps, I think.
I think Warfair got both of them. Yeah. Yeah. The team with Skater on it got quarantine. I know that. So that's Warfair.
Dude, my AK, my precious AK, come to dad.
Yeah.
Here, take a PMM.
Dank Bank, no. Dank Bank, no.
He wants to be a Lorena Scout, I believe.
If you can be as good as Lorena Scout, you get a pass.
100%.
He's probably the best player. Go ahead, yeah. To be fair, he could just chill there. And if they don't clear it and he hears them running around, he could come around and get him. That said, he takes out Skater. Came back a little bit too early.
C4 coming up, I think.
Just sort of misses shot. Anonymous wins the north, so 1 for 1 in the north there. North has been taken. Dank Bank gets a perfect C4 onto Sneeze. Instantly killing her.
Nice one.
Just shoots him. Pew pew. He had a flashlight too. It's the flashlight shotgun man.
What I've found, because I run flashlight or used to run flashlight all the time, is sometimes it doesn't render for the person as they quick peek, so they don't get
Anonymous
blinded
takes,
straight away.
or Marksman takes Anonymous as Anonymous was peeking around the corner there, trying to clear out the second platform, but can't quite do it. Now it's down to a 2v2. Broccoli is in a pretty good position here to take out Graham. The flash does go out. It probably gets Graham, but if he doesn't check his corner really well here, he's going to get taken out once Apollo can see again. Apollo is pretty much as far back as you can be prone in this dark, dark corner.
Good clearing. Marksman does not have this objective completely covered from that location.
That said, he does take out Dazzler, so he only needs to be able to see Broccoli here. But yeah, like
He's
you're saying,
moved into a good
Broccoli,
location now.
he's got to be really careful. Broccoli should be able to hear his movement and know roughly where Marksman is right now. He doesn't know the kill count, though. I imagine there's at least 1 or 2 kills in the air there, as there was some trades and what have you. Ooh, Marksman, a nice shot.
Right. It's a perfect objective to be rotating on as an attacker, especially if the defender knows where you are. Could have been some good between those last 2 attackers. It was 2v1 at one point. There could have been a bit of more coordination and an attack coming in from the north and the south, so that refrag was possible. It didn't work out like that, obviously. It was the lack of communication between the last 2. I believe the last 2, one died in both were on the south side of the objective.
Well, why doesn't it have a sight on it?
We're not in a position where a refrag could come out, so you know, with one getting killed, the other one could not immediately shut down that location. If they did do that, it would have meant that any rotation by the member of Vault would have resulted in their death. And then with both people knowing where they were as an attacker, you've got more ability to rotate. The defender has to stay on objective. As an attacker, you can get to a line to clear periodically from side to side. So there could have been a rotation through the tunnels, up those north stairs, get him from behind, things like that.
Tankbank decides to flash down the horseshoe. Broccoli possibly could have heard it. Well, never mind. He's really far back there. Wow.
Last one.
He's ready for anyone and anything at the same time. I see him have a PKM.
And the devs
other
have said you can't dual wield.
So really dual wielding if you're holding them in the same hands? I mean,
Technically, it's still two weapons.
I suppose. Dazzler takes out Marksman and the horseshoe. Thanks a lot, Dazzler. Yeah, thanks a lot, Dazzler. Dazzler. The worst. Hollow's in a pretty good position here to pop out of the basement and get Dazzler, who's kind of in the open. There's not a lot of north defense for this defensive setup here. As you can see,
a lot of north attack.
Yeah, the north has taken advantage of this opening, really getting nice positions, starting to spread out and envelop the defenders here.
Anonymous is getting away with a lot right now, though.
Right, yeah, they have these interesting positions up top, just kind of moving around, peeking, but no one's quite seen Anonymous in all this movement he's done. Graham looks like he's going to get taken out here. Nice shot from Dazzler. Ooh, distorted. Nice shot under the chairs there. Getting Anonymous on objective. So far, we've been tit for tat. I'm interested to see how the rest of this round plays out. 2 minutes left. I think either team could take it here.
They don't actually have this covered on defense. They could cap this from the north side of that map. The only one who potentially could get them is Broccoli on the way in.
Right.
But he's not watching it.
I kind of feel like the offense here could make the determination that the defenders are so grouped up over there. The only unknown is Broccoli. But if Soldiers continues this movement as he's prone, just kind of watching where Dazzler was last firing from, like he said, he could get to the map unseen. Just depends on Broccoli if he gets the right angle at the right time. Speaking of Broccoli, he takes out Dankbank, who was attacking kind of that north side.
Broccoli is not holding that line,
northeast.
though, so it's going to be a matter of who wins on the timing. When he's rotated out of position.
Ooh, Dazzler peeks out and finds Soldier.
That could have been the map for an attack, to be honest.
Yeah.
Something for them to work on defense. They didn't have that covered for that cap opportunity. And it's quite a common one as well.
Broccoli kind of had a line there when he was staying in position.
Yes, yep. That line is
a narrow one.
Very momentary, though. If you look away
Yeah.
for an instant, sorry, you can get the cap on, or if there was a smoke at the right time, obviously a smoke would alert the other defenders, though, so less viable.
Dazzler was in a position to react and rush on there, but a vast capper like James could have capped in that time period, probably.
I'm saying you could cap without them knowing.
You think so? If you look through that doorway.
But Broccoli was not holding it 100% of the time.
Right.
Getting lucky on the timing. Broccoli would have had to be lucky.
Right.
I can cross that little street first.
Oh, God, no.
Hey, there it is.
They're opting to take the underground for the other side.
I love
I
attacking
hate
this
this
objective.
objective.
I love defending this objective. Yeah.
Attacking it's all right. I hate defending this objective.
This is my everyone give me frags objective.
You take them from me forcibly. I mean, I'm crying during it. You don't care.
That's because in
Just
our
take
last
what you want.
league match, SEAL Team Bravo, I dropped 5 of them in the last round with 4 from frags.
Yeah. All right, so Nana Mouse, Skater, and Sneeze have a pretty good envelop here. If they all come around at the same time, they should be able to take out Distorted, who will just have too much to deal with. He does hear them running around. Marksman takes out Dazzler.
Nice headshot.
Right here, too, we got C4. It kills Skater and Sneeze on the stairs. I don't know how Sneeze got hit, too. That's pretty crazy. That's crazy good for V3 here. Anonymous gets a refrag, though. That said, 4-2. And this objective, with only 2 up, can be really hard to attack. He should be able to catch up out in the open.
This, I would actually put money on attack right now.
With that
This
pick,
is
I would have to agree that there's definitely
You
a
can
good chance.
rotate a lot on attack on this. As long as they coordinate and they clear carefully. Defense can only be in certain positions.
They should catch Anonymous takes another.
Oh, he just needed to hold back a little bit to get True Broccoli into a supporting position.
And Broccoli instead opting to come around to the same angle as Anonymous here. Not something I recommend for this attack here, although they probably expect him to come from a different angle. So it could play out well with them, especially with how the defense is laid out right now. If one goes down, the other probably is going to go down at the same time. Soldier does thankfully reposition to a different angle, kind of diversifying the defense.
No, they've actually just put a big hole in their defense.
I think it could work out. He has to come out.
There's a cap on here. Last information they had, he could have been, as far as they're aware, he could have been to the east of objective right now.
Right.
They cannot see the approach to the east of the objective. The cap could have come out by now. If Broccoli had kept moving his line, which he was previously on, running parallel with Anonymous rather than trying to run the same line, cap would have been over by now. I think defense have gotten lucky here potentially. It still could go to attack, but I think they've gotten lucky with the line which Broccoli's choosing to attack from. Still, no one on defense has rotated to cover that.
Broccoli takes bank. Nice corner shot. Now he's pre-firing all the possible angles around the corner here. He can't quite check it all. Soldier's in the corner here. Oh,
Now he
did
needs
Soldier
to
just fire? No, that was Broccoli. That said, if he attacked at the same time as Anonymous, he would have been facing two defenders. I think it would only been kind of partially through luck. If he delayed his attack going towards the objective that you were talking about, that he actually would have gotten that free and clear cap. But I do agree that, yeah, they did leave a gaping hole for too long there. They both decided to rotate to different positions at the same time. I don't think they were kind of aware that they were leaving that gap.
That's the thing. And it's for all defenses. When the two are remaining, never assume that your friendly's watching something. Make sure you communicate. Make sure you actually have the thing covered. This objective, you can defend it with two. You can pretty much defend it with one in terms of cover all the lines. With two, you can very much defend it. So it's just about communicating to make sure you actually have it covered. That's the thing which get me the most frustrated in the tent if I'm watching and there's that lack of coordination on the communication. Obviously it means that I've already died, so I can't really get that frustrated, but...
oh, you can. We know.
I still do. Just talk to each other! You don't have it covered! Generally it's bizarre, chaotic objective, but yeah.
All right, we should see a confrontation on the north side. Oh, already some spicy action on the south. I'll check north stair right on Soldier right now. Oh, never mind. They decided to pull off there. They played chicken and Dazzler said no.
I hope defense get this. I'd love to see a north objective, which will be the last one, obviously.
I really want to see it too. That's all I want.
Yeah, I got one.
Please lose the V3. I'm sorry. Flash goes out. I think Broccoli gets hit here. He's pulling back, waiting for Anonymous to cover his retreat. Someone was asking in your Discord, by the way, what to do in Flash. Usually it'd be pull back. Remember the terrain, pull back, let your friendlies cover you while you're flashed. as
You should always have a picture of in your mind of where the closest cover is.
That said, 2 players moving around on Distorted here. Anonymous decides to peek around, trying to take Distorted on a very offensive action. Loses the trade, unfortunately. That said, Distorted has a very uphill battle to go with Skater on one side, and Broccoli, I believe,
This is the point. Defense should be consolidating rather than
Rotating.
getting peaky.
Oh, what's up with my gun?
It does some really, really good work, but they just need to compress until they get information to allow them to risk a rotation if they really want to.
Should see a confrontation between Skater and Distorted shortly. I think Distorted knows Skater's there. Skater peeks around the corner and takes Distorted. I don't think he was quite ready for that. Apollo should have heard that as well, so we could see a refrag here.
He's heard him. No, he heard something else.
He was trying to confirm that kill there. Apollo takes Skater, leaving just 3 defenders. Broccoli's still kind of moving around, trying to get on the backside of him, something you always have to worry about as an offensive player here, or as Marsoc, I should say. Dazzler calls for the crash on OBJ. Good work. I think Broccoli thinks someone's around this corner. And he is slowly making his way. Or he's going to the sex shop, who knows? I saw it on the last one, but for me, he only has his G3.
I've got the B9 for the peek aim as well.
Ooh, Graham peeks out at the right moment, taking out Broccoli. They should know exactly where Apollo is, though. Graham has 2 guns for me.
Sneeze is flashed.
Graham's really out here in the open. If Dazzler peeks around, he should get him. Sneeze is in a good defensive position, but Dazzler takes the kill, brings it to a 3-3. Oh, Sneeze.
So this is where this is coming from. You guys talk to each other about stealing kills all the time.
It's...
I'm gonna start assigning -2s in the stats for skill steals.
Negative, sir. Okay, I just want you to know. No. I want you to know Theta has a video on this topic, and in that video, he's stealing a kill from me after I revive him. And I don't have any such videos, so all the negatives should go to Theta, so it'd be a -4.
Did he do the kill steal after the round had finished? No, in that case, it's fine. You just haven't confirmed your kill.
I rezzed him. No, stop always being against me, James. I was about to do it too.
That's good teamwork. That is actually good teamwork right there.
Oh my. I'm done. I think I'm gonna.
After the round is
I'm out of
finished,
here.
that's when it's not teamwork anymore. That's just you're just getting greedy.
I'm comfortable with big north pushes.
Just gotta look out for people at this time.
Next time, I think I'm gonna just shoot your body, and then I can take my time, taking my kill, playing with it. Screw you, Theta. Screw you. All right, Dazzler's doing the pro move. Too slow though. Now he's just gonna get fragged.
Flash and clear. Oh, no clear.
No clear, just flash. I don't like peeking around this angle because you can see Sneeze's angle when she jumps up on the box.
Oh, it's not good though. Oh.
No, it's also a flash as well. No, I don't like going down this alley. Dazzler's being a lying person. Yeah, lying liar.
Did soldiers flash
Theta is
himself
definitely here.
trying to put a flash over the wall?
Dazzler takes out one in the north. Soldiers is in a position to get a refrag here as Dazzler comes around, but Dazzler was ready with his pre-fire, pulls it down right onto Soldier.
I
The
don't like
defense-
either of those defensive positions they had there. Cap is on.
Ooh.
Cap is on.
Oof,
If you've
he was
killed 3 in the
pulled too far
north,
forward.
dyslexic Dazzler right now should know that there's no one on the objective. They've killed 3 in the north, and they had a person peeking from that position. He should know that no one else is covering it, and he should be attacking straight away.
Yeah, we could see a cap here. That said, if they just wait, Bank has to rotate. They already took out Marksman, who was rotating back to objective. This is pretty much a locked-in Warfare win here, I'd say. Bank would have to pull a miracle in order to take this one. Speaking
Now
of,
he's heard
let's
radios.
take out-
Communicate. Where's the communication skater? They've got killed 4. You know exactly where the last dude is. Do
He
it.
is now running it. Skater jumps out and checks, which he's doing right now. He'll take it and take the match.
Yep.
Warfare wins 4-3.
Good job.
3 maps.
job.
They won on Cargo. And whatever the second map was, I forget. Feels like forever ago. You don't count as a person because you stole my kill in the one time.
I got a bit excited on that last objective. That's why I was talking quite a lot.
No, I think there's definitely a lot of interesting situations, things for both teams to work on here. They did come out ahead, and I just want to say that sometimes while not taking the most optimal positions can actually work out for you because they won't expect it, but at the same time, you're taking a risk where you could get capped on, for example, if they exploit that weakness. So it's just kind of a game of cat and mouse where it just changes constantly who is going for the upper hand on different tactical situations, for example.
Definitely.
If they exploit that weakness. It worked out for them this time, but you never know. Cat and mouse where it just changes constantly.
Yeah, I feel from there were a few instances on the Warfare attack where just at the end of their attacks, they could have just maybe communicated a bit more and thought it through a bit more rather than getting a little bit too rushy. And there could have been chances of caps or winning points, which they ultimately lost, certainly on this map.
Nice.
I said V3 did give them a run for their money too,
Definitely.
taking a lot of points off Warfare. Definitely could have won this map as well if it gone just slightly different for him. And I think they were pretty close as well on the other ones. I think they scored at least 2 on every map. So I definitely think that, like we've been saying in the past, Velociraptors is a team to watch out for.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they could put up this much of a fight against a team like Warfare speaks volumes about their potential. So, great match, and I think at this point we can safely say that it's time to go. So if you guys don't have anything else, I will say goodnight to everybody. Thank you to everybody who watched. And this is Theta, your main caster, signing off for tonight with my co-casters Monorchid and JamesBowk.
Have a good night, everyone.
Awesome. Night, everyone.
All right, and that's it. See you around, everybody.